name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be attempting the Shankle Complex. As you can see, the Shankle Complex consists of 3 hang clean pulls, a hang clean, and then 2 split jerks. I was fortunate enough to be introduced to weightlifting at a relatively young age in America. and other countries, that wouldn't be the case. Many other countries have sort of their pupils or like star talent, like they emphasize weightlifting. They start them out extremely young. They even have like programs through which they select kids who they think are going to be excellent at weightlifting. But I digress. I was lucky enough in high school when I was a freshman to have a strength coach who actually taught the Olympic weightlifts. So around 14 or 15 I was introduced to them. And although we didn't do a ton of snatching and a ton of clean and jerks, we definitely did power cleans. We did a few power snatches, push press, things like that. But yeah, boy, we absolutely hammered the power cleans. So did Olympic weightlifting, or at least some of the derivatives, throughout high school. Did it a little bit in college. My strength coach my senior year had us doing some power cleans and things like that. Drew McKenzie, what an awesome coach. Then I dabbled with it again a little bit the summer after I was done playing baseball my senior year of college. And then I bypassed Olympic weightlifting for quite some time. I didn't take it back up until I was 22 then, until I was like 26, 27. So, all in all, like I said, I've been very fortunate to actually have some experience with the Olympic weightlifts relatively early, because no matter what anyone says, they are hard and they are difficult to learn. It's just that they're not too hard and too difficult to learn, right? And that's an important distinction. I gotta take this off first. What are we doing? And I remember way early on when I was being introduced to Olympic weightlifting and the internet and YouTube was really starting to gain traction, one of the first pieces of content I ever saw on like hardcore elite Olympic weightlifting was old school calf strength videos. Most distinctively, Donnie Shankle absolutely ripping some weights.
Speed, boy.
And so you have to imagine, at such a young age of like 14, 15, seeing something like that was truly beyond my comprehension. And I mean, it still is even today. Like some of the lifts that he did and other Olympic weightlifters within that era and today are like just absolutely mind-boggling. And a true testament to what the human body is capable of if you set your mind on a task and just give it literally everything you have. And so, with that being one of the first pieces of content I had ever seen, and kind of like the roots of inspiration I have for Olympic weightlifting, those old school cal strength videos, today we're going to give a little bit of a tribute to that time and those lifters, and we are going to, like I said, attempt the Shankle Complex and pretty much send it. I'm feeling okay today. The most I've ever done with this is 335 pounds. So if I can beat that, I'm gonna call that a good day. Because I'm not really looking for a ton of volume here, the goal today is just to build up to a really heavy top set. I'm just gonna cut out some pieces of it. I'm gonna cut out 2 of the hang clean pulls and 1 of the split jerks just to save energy for that top set, but still kind of greasing the groove for that movement. Now I'm really trying to replicate this lift similarly or as similarly to the Shank Man as well as I can. He doesn't really do a really like intense traditional pull, right? Like there's not a whole lot of shrugging, not a whole lot of extension. And what I found doing it that way is it just feels good to interact with the bar like in that place and just feel like a flow without being so aggressive. Because like you get a little bit of nuance there when you slow things down, and you can really feel what it's like to put the barbell in the correct spot right before extension and then send it. Whereas, you know, if you're sending it all the time and going as fast as you can, sometimes, I mean, it goes too fast to where you can't even really feel that. So at least that's what I've gathered. All right, let's add a tenner here, go for 300 pounds, really 295, but we're gonna round it up. Starting to get serious. So I made a video for these once in the past and I put it on my Instagram, and I got a lot of comments like, you know, what is the purpose of this? Why are you doing the 3 clean pulls like that? So on and so forth. Just trying to get some traction on like why it is you should do this lift. And my most based answer is for love of the game, right? Number 1, it's fun, paying tribute to the roots of my weightlifting. And then also at the same time, in my own training, I've been just searching for ways to be as pragmatic as possible and look at the things that I want to get from a general level and then just applying exercises and programming that fit that on a general level. Right now I want to be strong and powerful, and without getting into the semantics of what strong and powerful means, if you just look at this from a zoomed out perspective, this is a great way to get strong and powerful. This will be my last warm-up set, and then based upon how this goes, I'll go for my top set. I'd say I'm feeling as good as I ever have. Let's go for a good round number. Put 350 on the bar and see what happens. You getting that for me, buddy? Thank you. Can I have that? You want to pick this one up? Oh, is that heavy? Wow, look at you. You're strong. For Shankle. Shankle! Holy cow. Whew, that was incredibly difficult. I think moving forward, if I ever try the Shankle Complex again, I'm gonna grease the groove and do the 3 hang clean pulls before I get into the hang clean, because it was hard on that last set, having not done them, trying to get into that flow and like that buttery smoothness of hitting contact and then getting into the hang clean. Like on the last hang clean pull and the last hang clean, it was more of like a high hang clean, and I didn't allow that bar to travel down at all. So mental notes for that. And then also I love doing complexes and things like this because it allows me to zoom out and, like I said, just view things from a very practical perspective. Like, what do I want to get out of training? I want to be strong and powerful. And really, I just want to be those things at the most general level. I don't care about getting into the semantics of them so much that I'm like looking into the exact mechanism, the exact exercise, and the exact percentage that I should be using to obtain that specific mechanism. Like, doing that, what I just did, has everything that I want within exercise right now, currently, for my goals. Sometimes I think we forget that our bodies are the vessel through which our mind like expresses itself and expresses our physicality. And irrespective of any of the mechanisms of training, like, you psychologically still have to commit to a lift. And doing something like this, like, I don't really care how prepared you think you are from a mechanistic perspective. You have to have a ton of just piss and vinegar about yourself to get something like this done with some heavy weight. And you know, that was shown firsthand today with me failing that. So I got some work to do, but let's continue with the rest of this workout, and then we'll close it out and finish the session strong. That was a fun, tough workout there, especially the 10 rounds on the row at the end. It's been a long time since I pushed conditioning like this, and it feels good to do it. The older I get, the more general my goals become, the more I'm okay with not having to chase the highest output of performance on any given session, and also like to make that my goal of expanding the limits of my performance, particularly in, you know, squat, bench, deadlift, clean and jerk, and snatch. Even though I'm far off from breaking any of my PRs there, I feel like at this point at 30 years old, I'm in the best shape of my life because I'm including so many different qualities at once. Having fun training like this, like you saw today, and just getting in a good, strong stimulus for being as robust as I can be. And I think the Shankle Complex is a good way to go about that. So, hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope you smash your training sessions. And as always, training is fun.